OCO Negada, we will call the tribal council meeting to order. At this time, invocation, Councilor Critton, you want to do the blessing?
Father, we just want to come to you and just thank you for all you do for us, Father. Good friend of mine said you control our next breath, so just thank you for everything. Go with us now as we go through this meeting, Father, and just let us speak from our hearts, Lord. Thank you for this nation that we serve, work for, Father, and are part of. Give everybody traveling grace on their way out of here. We love you. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Roll call, Shelley.
Sir, Bill Underwood.
Honey.
Keith Austin.
Here.
Jack Baker. Here. Harley Buster. Joe Byrd.
Honey.
Sean Crittenden.
Amen.
Don Garvin. Frankie Hargis.
Present.
Wanda Hatfield. Reg Jordan. Dick Blay.
Here.
Curtis Snell.
Here.
Denise Taylor. David Thornton. Victoria Vasquez.
Honey.
David Walkingstick. Brian Warner. We have a quorum.
Okay, just for clarification, Councilor Buzzard is accompanying our World War II and Korean vets to Washington, D.C., so he is busy and taking care of our people there, so just for your information. This time, I'd entertain approval of the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, second. Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Drop down to State of Nation. Principal Chief.
OCO, Nagata. You know, this brings us to our September council meeting. And the news of this last month, last night we had a wonderful reception at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino on the 18th floor to send off 2 World War II veterans and 4 Korean War veterans. The oldest among them was 99 years old. And he was in great spirits, and they left out this morning, and Deputy will not be with us tonight as he is accompanying them up there so that they can not only see the World War II memorial, but they can see the Vietnam and the other memorials up there. And I couldn't be prouder that we have our own Cherokee Nation Warrior Flight. It will be a trip of a lifetime for those gentlemen that represented us so proudly as the greatest generation, and but they're in good hands. Also this weekend, we had our first organized Tulsa Metro at-large community meeting. They said that close to 400 folks turned out for that meeting. It was at the OU campus there in Tulsa, and best I can tell, it was just a family picnic and a good time had by all. We launched the new Fish and Wildlife Association just before the Cherokee National Holiday as a way for individuals to help support our mission of environmental awareness, and Secretary Hill is leading that effort. The holiday, I can't say enough about it. There were more people in town than I believe ever before in the history of the Cherokee Nation. They said 10 o'clock, but I'm not sure it wasn't closer to 9:30 that they started turning cars away from the powwow. The line, as I left, was backed up all the way to the EMS building, and folks trying to get in They had filled up over 200 acres of parking there at the powwow. And I had one young man complain that he couldn't get close enough to see the dancers. His lawn chair was so far back. But we'll work on that. I told him, well, we did build you some new restrooms, so we're improving it. But I just don't know how you count on August weather being in the 80s and 70s at night. That certainly is conducive to bringing Cherokees out of the woodwork and Cherokee friends. But not only was the powwow that busy, but when I went up to the stickball fields, there was more cars at the stickball fields than there is on a Friday night game of Sequoia. There was no parking any place. The softball fields were completely full. The casino was full. Across the road, the Shriners were having a buck off, and I've never seen so many cars at the rodeo grounds. And then when I came down the hill, I looked over there at the Cherokee singing, and that entire One Fire field was completely full. Not another car could get in. Everybody, best I could tell, had a really good time, and all the events were well attended. Chief Byrd and I were over Sunday morning at the Heritage Center, and all the vendors had big smiles on their faces, and some of them had sold out of their wares. So it was truly a blessing for the vendors. It was a blessing for everybody that wanted to participate in the holiday, and the parade was bigger than ever, and of course the weather was good in the state of the nation. The courthouse square looked like days of old when everybody gathered at the square. The other notable mention is that Deputy announced during the holiday that we have purchased the Cherokee statesman and inventor of the syllabary, George Guest, Sequoia's home in Sequoia County, over 200 acres, and the cabin from the Oklahoma Historical Society. So we'll finish up the paperwork, and we will immediately begin to put it in trust so that it will be a treasure of the Cherokee Nation from now on. We hosted a Cherokee Awards banquet and gave out several leadership and statesman awards, and also named 3 new national treasures, Richard Fields in bow making, Demas Glass in his long title. It was, help me. Metalsmithing. Yeah, it was metalsmithing, but it was culture, old and new stuff, and it was a pretty long title. And then a true treasure, Burl Keeter, for flint knapping. And they all work so hard to teach and preserve and carry on our traditional heritage and culture in those capacities of teaching those skills. And finally, we dedicated and had the opening of the Joe Thornton archery range just behind One Fire Field, just west of this complex. That if you get time, you need to go by. It is a state-of-the-art archery range with 3D dinosaurs for the kids and 3D bears for the adults and regular targets at all different ranges. They can even shoot in the rain, but it's really a very nice thing. But I appreciate all the council for their time and participation in the holiday, and I hope each and every one of you and your families had a wonderful, wonderful time. At this time, I'm going to read off those names of those Cherokees that were with us last month, that are not with us this month, and unfortunately, you're going to have to bear with me. It is an extremely long list tonight. James Ames of Siloam Springs, Becky Asbill of Stillwell, Shelley Becky of Tulsa, Laura Bird of Tahlequah, Leo Brown of Tahlequah, Brian Butter of Pryor, Joyce Candy of Tahlequah, Rex Catron of Stillwell, Jaylyn Clifton of Salisaw, Juanita Collins of Veneta, Kenneth Dew of Tahlequah, Shirley Drywater of Owasso, Sarah Fogg of Salisaw, Bruce Gant of Fort Gibson, Dalton Gilbert of Salisaw, Katie Hendricks of Veneta, Janice Hitcher of Stillwell, Maryland Hogner of Stillwell, Stuart Jeffries of Langley, Jerry Jones of Salisaw, Mose Kirk Jr. of Stillwell, Gary Knotts of Salisaw, Ralph Lindsay of Broken Arrow, Stacy Love of Grove, Misty Lowry of Bartlesville, Betty Matthews of Salisaw, Robert Mitchell of Salisaw, Justin Morris of Salisaw, Haskell Murphy of Stillwell, Floyd Nofire of Salisaw, Jim Nolan of Veneta, Michelle Owens of Salisaw, Jimmy Peters of Siloam Springs, Michael Phillips of Locust Grove, Karen Plant of Wagner, Bobby Poindexter of Salisaw, Patricia Pullen of Pryor, Sherry Robbins of Claremore, Dominic Rawlis of Tahlequah, William Ross of Salisaw, Eddie Sanders of Stillwell, Joyce Senior of Nowata, Lucille Simpson of Tahlequah, Diana Sinclair of Tahlequah, Treva Stamps of Skytook, Michael Stillwell of Tahlequah, James Stopp of Tahlequah, Robert Teehee of Grove, Nellie Terrapin of Tahlequah, William Terrapin of Tahlequah, Benjamin Thomas of Jay, Linda Thornborough of Chelsea, Andrea Todd of Muskogee, Aiden White of Tahlequah, Melvin Woody of Salisaw, Avery Page of Claremore, Atha Meggs of Tahlequah, Dr. James Brixey of Tahlequah, Lewis Flynn of Stillwell, and Lizzie Bird of Stillwell. Are there others that we did not mention?
I'm not sure what you mentioned. Jerry Dunlap Wood from Tulsa.
Did not. Thank you, sir.
David Dorsey Burgers.
Roy Dunaway, Forum.
Joel Sands of Chewy.
Louise Lacey of Concord.
I've got Mary Ruth Thorman of Locust Grove. She's a former employee at the Kansas gift shop.
Donna Glass, San Antonio, Texas.
I've got Randy Bush, Marble City, Louis Locust, Evening Shade, Charles Weber, Black Gum, and Alvin Crossland, Sequoia County.
If we could have a moment of silence for these souls. Oh, is there another? Okay. Well, no. As you want to call the deputy, or want me to just go on?
I want to have Counselor Snell, you want to assist the chief with doing the Veterans Awards? Deputy's also on a mission, right?
Yes, He's on the trip to DC with the other veterans.
Okay. Well, you're in good hands with Counselor Snell there.
If we could have Frankie come down for this first one.
Okay? Counselor.
First, we have Larry Dartery, joined the United States Army on October 25th, 1974. He had basic and advanced infantry training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. If you want to stand with him and take those up there. Just a minute. He was stationed at Fort Hood, Texas for the remainder of his service and was ranked as a Specialist 4th, moved to an acting Jack 5 and pulled an E6 slot. When he went into the Army, he was called the Old Army, and at the time of his discharge, it was called the New Army. But all that really meant was Mr. Dartery was in the Old Army, but gave him a title, but he still had the same pay. He served as a communication specialist, which deputy would like that. That's kind of what he did, and was charged with keeping the switchboards, landlines, and phones in operable condition 24/7. His top priority was to make sure the first sergeant, captain, and lieutenant could communicate with each other and their soldiers. In all of his training, he never made below a 90 on all of the tests. Mr. Dartery received the National Defense Service Medal and was certified as an expert with both rifle and grenade.
You might have Frankie.
We're going to let the soldier do it. Well, they might not get a Purple Heart from this either.
See, piece of cake for Counselor
Here's
Snell
this
there.
as well. And if you ever go active duty, you can actually put this one on your uniform. Good picture here. Would you like a picture with anybody that's with you? Okay. Would you have like to say anything? No, sir. I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there's a certificate in there in the bag she's about to give you. And if you'll fill it out, then we'll put a brick in the memorial with your name and rank and service and all of those kinds of things.
Okay, Chief.
The next one is an at-large citizen. If we could have,
Counselor Baker?
yeah, and
Counselor Hatfield?
Victoria, Wanda, come forth. Sam Gaetano de Palermo.
He's not good.
That close enough? Okay, sorry.
Talking.
Sam joined the United States Air Force in May of 1964. After basic training, he was assigned to the Randolph Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. He served at several state-side assignments and 2 overseas tours in Izmir and Turkey? Ankara, Turkey. While in the Air Force, he focused on furthering his military career by attending NCO Leadership School, NCO Academy, Industrial Hygiene Measurements Corps, Medical Chemical Defense Training, Air Force Tactical Order Systems, Environmental Health Specialist course, OJT, Manager and Supervisor Orientation, Dental Assistance course, and a management course for Air Force supervisors. After retiring, he made education a top priority and earned his BA from from the University of Southern Colorado and a master's degree from Webster University. He received the Air Force Commendation Medal, Air Force Achievement Medal, Air Force Outstanding Unit Award, Air Force Good Conduct Medal, and 5 Oak Leaf Clusters, National Defense Service Medal, Air Force Overseas Short Tour Ribbon, Air Force Longevity Service Award Ribbon with 4 Oak Leaf Clusters, NCO Professional Military Education Graduation Ribbon, and Small Arms Expert and Marksmanship Ribbon. Well, his coat's pretty thick, so you might not hurt it too bad. And this is something that you've earned, not something we're just giving you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service, sir. And would you like anybody else to come down with you? Yes, come on. And would you like to say anything?
It's an honor to be here, and I appreciate the Cherokee Mission recognizing its veterans.
Thank you for your service.
Got one more?
And last but not least, now, this is not Leroy Jean Hart. This is Leroy Hart, not to be confused. With the Medal of Patriotism, Leroy Hart enlisted the United States Navy in 1963. He received basic training at Great Lake, Illinois. His advanced training was in replacement training at the Naval Air Weapons Center. He was assigned to VA Attack Squadron 125, where he was responsible for loading and maintaining ordnance systems. In December of 1964, he was assigned to VA Attack Squadron 23 for 3 deployments to Vietnam. His first deployment was aboard the USS Midway, CVA-41, where he was attached to Air Wing 2. His second deployment was aboard the USS Coral Sea, CVA-43 Air Wing 2. And his third deployment was aboard the USS Ticonderoga, CVA-14, with Air Wing 19. Upon returning stateside from Vietnam, Hart was stationed with the VX-4 Air Test and Evaluation Squadron 4 at Point Mugu, California, where he earned his air crew wings. He tested fighter aircraft weapon systems and developed the early stages of what we know now as the Top Gun, the Elite Fighter Academy, where They teach pilots how to dogfight and use guns. It was also at Point Magoo where he helped develop a gun for the F-4, which had previously only had missiles. The addition of guns saved the lives of many soldiers involved in gun battles in fighter planes. In 1973, Mr. Hart began working with the Blue Angels as a crew chief of Aircraft 4, which was the slot aircraft. He retired in January of 1974. He received many decorations, but his most notable include Naval and Marine Corps Achievement Medal with V device and a gold star for his second award. The Presidential Unit Commendation, Good Conduct Medals, and various campaign and service awards with 14 service stars. Lee Roy Hart. And would you like to say anything, sir?
I want to thank the Cherokee Nation. God bless. That's it.
Thank you, Counselor Snell, for filling in for deputy. Did a good job. You didn't stick anybody.
And
Are we good?
We're good. That concludes us.
Okay. Next, we have action unfinished business. We have none pending. Committee reports. Gary Cooper, Housing Authority.
Mr. Speaker, members of the council, good evening. I know you've had a long day. I think since I've seen you earlier today, you've had, maybe 15-minute break in between each of your meetings. So I'm going to try to keep it very brief this evening. The monthly Housing Authority Board of Commissioners meeting is scheduled for tomorrow evening at 5:30. That's at our offices in Tahlequah. We are working, we had several weeks ago a storm came through and damaged the roof on our warehouse down the road here. So insurance company started those repairs today. So a few weeks they should be wrapped up there, and then that will also be about the time that some other Cherokee Nation programs are going to relocate from that facility. So I'm hoping that within about a month or less that we will be able to relocate our rehab people here and our contracts people and our new construction people all to one campus right here in Tahlequah to make it more convenient for folks and also give us a little bit more space and a little bit more room. So we look forward to that. We continue to progress and improve the delivery rehab services every day. We're right now working with 50 families on applications to perform major rehabilitation on their home. We continue to be wrapping up projects for this fiscal year and looking forward to starting new ones for next fiscal year. After October 1st, we'll start updating additional families for replacement homes with our New Year's funding. That's, of course, assuming you'll approve the budget this evening. No. But yes, we would appreciate that. As always, I try to mention the impact that we make by mentioning the number of families that we provide housing assistance to. At the end of July, that number was right around 7,000 families. So that includes all of our programs, rental assistance, housing rehab, Community Shield Insurance. The Community Shield Insurance Program is the program we offer in conjunction with Amaranth. And through that program, we're able to assist 2,669 low-income families with affordable homeowners insurance on their privately owned homes. One of the things that we're always proud of is the number of Cherokees that we're able to employ. At the end of August, Housing Authority had a total of 248 employees, and that increased our Cherokee employment rate to 95.2%. And if you add all Native Americans in there together, even though we have just 248 employees, our Native American employment is 98.4%. Next week, 24 of my colleagues from across the country that deal with Indian housing on a daily basis and 2 HUD representatives will sit down for our 9th and final Indian Housing Block Grant Formula Negotiated Rulemaking Committee meeting. Hopefully this NEGREG will wrap up several years of work that we have been working on, all to the point of being able to negotiate sensible regulations to our Indian Housing Block Grant Formula. The end of next week, since NEGREG will be in Oklahoma, it'll be in Oklahoma City this time, first time this session. So at the end of next week, the Deputy Assistant Secretary with HUD, Office of Native American Programs from DC, will make her first official trip to Cherokee Nation. So we welcome her and her staff, both from the Washington, D.C. headquarters ONAP office and also the Southern Plains office in Oklahoma City to come out and visit us. They'll be making a short visit to the Housing Authority, and we'll also be visiting with some of the programs, the incubator programs that Anna Knight's programs have started downtown in the last several years. Several of those projects, like the Kawi Cafe and different things, were funded through an Indian Community Development Block Grant, ICDBG. Of course, economic opportunities are a key part of the ICDBG program, and those have been a successful model for Indian country and have been highlighted a number of times by HUD as being model activities. So we're happy to show those off while they're here in the very short time that they have taken time out of their busy schedule to be here. Again, I know that you've had a very, very long day. I wanted to reported. I know I reported to you just a short time ago, so I wanted to be sure to update you on these few items. And with that, I'm just going to go ahead and conclude my report tonight. As always, I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions for Mr. Cooper? Good report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
With us from the Cherokee Nation Business LLC, Mr. Chuck Garrett.
Good evening, Mr. Speaker, councilors. My pleasure this evening to provide the CMB report on the July performance on the financial side. A detailed financial package was delivered to you earlier in the week, and I'm just wanting to highlight a few of the items that we're particularly proud of. The CMB consolidated revenues for July were $89.2 million. This top-line revenue exceeded the budgeted revenue by $6 million and exceeded July 2015, so the year prior, by $7.3 million. The CMB consolidated net income for July was $12.3 million. This bottom line net income exceeded our budgeted consolidated net income by $2.2 million and exceeded the prior year, July 2015, actual net income by $3.9 million. I'm proud to report that these financial performances resulted in a dividend to the Cherokee Nation of $4,525,000 for the month. Financial contributions to the nation beyond the dividend include retail sales tax of $315,538 and liquor excise taxes of $21,235 for a total non-dividend financial contribution to the nation of $336,774. On top of the dividend generated and the financial performance, very proud to report that of the 6,560 employees currently at CMB, we're maintaining a Cherokee Nation utilization, a Cherokee citizen utilization of 72.9%, and including other natives, an 80.1% utilization in our employment. Very proud of that, and we continue to work on that to achieve higher numbers still. A few notes, updates on upcoming events. The quarter horse racing is back at Cherokee Casino at Will Rogers Downs. This year's fall meet will kick off at noon every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through November 12th. Cherokee Nation Cultural Tourism is offering a moccasin making class on October 1st. The registration is now open and will be held at the Cherokee Nation Prison Museum from 10 a.m. to 2 o'clock in the afternoon on October 1. Very proud to make this announcement as well. The Hard Rock Hotel Casino Tulsa was recently recognized for its outstanding work in the community. The Metro Tulsa Hotel and Lodging Association recently honored our employees with a Tops of Tulsa Award. This award honors the local hotel that is doing outstanding work in the community and is giving their employees time and talents to support Tulsa community area nonprofits. This recognition comes because of our property's employees volunteering more than 850 hours in the community and for contributions to the local organizations in 2016. Of course, we're always proud of our employees, but this is a special, gives you another reason why we are so proud. They give to their communities in more ways than can be recognized by a single organization, but we're awfully proud of them and glad to share that news with you all. The Cherokee Art Museum returns to the Hard Rock on October 8th and 9th. This is the 11th annual event, which has grown into one of the finest Native American art markets in the country, featuring more than 150 elite Native American artists. More than 50 tribes are represented at the annual event that features artwork available for purchase. Pieces include beadwork, pottery, painting, basketry, sculptures, and textiles. Artists will compete for $75,000 in overall prize money across 25 categories. Cherokee Art Market is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Sequoia Convention Center at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tulsa. Admission is $5. With that, Mr. Speaker, that would conclude my report, and more than happy to answer any questions that
Any questions
might
for Mr. Garrett? One small question. What percentage of completion is the Grove Resort?
We are expecting to open Grove in December 27th is sort of the targeted date, and we're probably plus or minus 75% completion with a lot of work to do on the interiors. It's looking great. I'm very excited about the work that the contractor has done, and of course our team at CMB.
Good report, Mr. Garrett. Yes, Councilor Lay.
The Shawnee, it's been in the paper, they're going to Diamond to open a casino. Do you guys know anything?
Just what we've read in the paper as well. I mean, we have talked, over the years with different tribes that, are interested in our expertise as management, but we've not had any specific dialogue.
I'll go off on my other question.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Garrett.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, dropping down to old business, none pending. New business.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to amend the agenda to add, under Rules Committee, Resolution number 16-103 as item number 3. I move for that.
What's that? You want to add it to number 15 at the bottom?
Okay, should be, all right.
Yeah. Okay.
We have to vote.
Yeah. You have a motion? Need a second?
Second.
Got a second? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, so we moved item agenda 3 to,
We,
what's that?
Any opposed?
Opposed.
Okay, you got 1. Anybody else? 2? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6.
then,
Okay.
then the motion fails. Takes 2/3.
Okay. Yeah, we just stay where it is then.
Okay. Mr. Speaker,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to amend the agenda to add it, move items 12 through 14 to the beginning of new business.
Okay, these are the surplus.
These are
No.
the
You thought budget mods?
comprehensive budget mods.
Okay. So you want to move those to, state your motion.
I'd like to
again.
move those to the beginning of new business
Okay.
to consider them before the other items.
Okay. And those will be 3 through 10,
No,
12?
it's 12 through 14.
Okay. Got a motion and a second? Discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all opposed? Okay. So Counselor Baker, you want to take that?
Yes. Item 12 is an act amending Legislative Act 17-15. It's the comprehensive operating budget for fiscal year 2016, and it's Mod 11. And I make a motion that it be approved by acclamation.
Second motion.
Got a motion, second by acclamation. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay. Okay, you want to take the next one? Yes.
This is an act authorizing and approving the fiscal year 2017 capital appropriations budget and declaring an emergency. I'll put that form in for motion.
Got a motion? Second?
By acclamation.
By acclamation. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Yes, sir.
I'd say something here.
Yes.
Okay. Guys, there's some good things, really good things in here. Good departments, good programs, good people, chief, staff. They put a lot of work, and there's some good things in here. A year ago, I promised myself, when they handed me the big binders, because I knew that I didn't know, I couldn't weed through those binders. I said, I'm going to give it a year, and I'm going to see my roadblocks I run into. And like I say, there's good things in here, and I'm confident in the year to come that some of those, we can work together to get through those roadblocks. I promised myself I'd do that, and I feel confident in the year to come. I'm gonna say no on this one.
Okay. Counselor Taylor, you want to take the next one?
This is number 16-1040, an act authorizing and approving the fiscal year 2017 operating budget and declaring an emergency, and I move for its approval.
Got a motion? Got a second by acclamation? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
No.
Okay, got one extension. Okay, took care of 12, 13, and 14. Going back to the top, Counselor Warner, you want to take those? Number 1? Yes, we will do 1 through,
Okay.
I guess, 10.
Yes.
You can do that in total, if you want to.
All right.
3, is it 3 through 10?
3 through 10.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Okay. I make a motion that we approve 3 through 13 in toto. These are all resolutions authorizing the Cherokee Nation Warehouse to donate surplus equipment.
Yes, sir.
Okay, number 1, excuse me. This is a resolution authorizing the Cherokee Nation to become a member of the National Congress of American Indians and to appoint the tribal delegates and alternates. And I move for its approval.
You got a motion, second? Discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay. Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Walkenstick, number 2.
This is a resolution to support the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe protest of the Dakota Access Pipeline, which there's 200 tribes supporting this. As you guys know, the federal government quickly followed a federal judge ruling denying the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe's request to stop the pipeline. But there was victory at the end. President Obama stepped in and he halted the pipeline temporarily to get EPA testing. There's been over 40 arrested, including Chairman Archibald. Our tribes have came together where the BIA tries to separate us and push us apart. The good thing is this Indian country that is coming together. And we are many, and together we are strong. And I commend the administration for donating water up there, Chief. Appreciate that. So I like to put that into a form of a motion.
Okay, that was resolution number 2. Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay. Have Counselor Lay want to be added sponsor. Anybody else? I think we had everybody want to be added sponsor to that. Okay, we can do that by acclamation if you choose to. Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay. Now we get down to the donations there. Counselor Baker, you want to take that?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion that we approve items 3 through 10 in toto, which is a donation of surplus office equipment to various entities.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, ayes have it. Okay.
11.
Okay, number 11, Counselor Hargis, you want to take number 11?
Number 11 is a resolution authorizing Cherokee Nation Warehouse, a resolution authorizing the development and submission of a 3-year plan for PL 102-477 activities. I put that in form of a motion. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, all opposed? Okay. Is that it? Okay, any announcements? Right side? Yes, Counselor Warner.
Yes, everyone here, council, and everyone in attendance is invited September 19th, that's next Monday, to the Brushy Community Center. We're going to have a community meeting, and proud to say that Gary Bolin is providing the barbecue, so come on out.
Okay, yeah, Counselor Critton.
September 20th, 6 to 8, Watts Community Building. Going to have a community meeting. I'd like to see you out there.
Anybody else? Okay. Thank you, council members, for a long day and getting some business taken care of. Have a good evening, safe travels. Well done.